Hello, in this PlayStation Classic hacking video, I'm going to show you how to, hack your PlayStation Classic using version 1.0 of BleemSync. Yes, version 1 is now out. I'm going to show you how to do it on a Mac. If you want to know how to do it on another OS, feel free to check out the videos that I've got covering that. So the first thing you want to do is go to your web browser, and obviously you need to make sure you have a USB stick. And what you want to do is go to the website modmyclassic.com/BleemSync. I'll provide you with all the links that you will need. And when you get to here, just click this where to download. This is just download the file that you need. Also, I'm going to eject this USB stick because I've got the wrong one in there. So I'm just going to insert another USB stick while we wait for that to download. Just a few more seconds. So let me just insert this USB stick. And it will appear any moment now. As you can see, we got this other USB stick. Okay, so before we get onto this step of actually adding the files to the USB stick, what we need to do is scroll up a bit and where's the link I'm looking for? So around here where it says requirements to use BleemSync, for Mac we need this driver. And we need the RDNIS driver, otherwise we won't be able to connect the PlayStation Classic up to our Mac to be able to add games using the UI. And to download this, scroll down, click download the appropriate binary package. Just select the latest version available. And if you just open that up, and if you literally just go through the steps for installing, it's pretty simple. You just click continue. If you ask for your password, just type your password in. That is fine, and everything should be fine. It's like installing anything else that you normally would. So I'm going to close that down because I've already got it installed. Assuming you've done all of that, what we need to do is just extract this file. We can do that by just double clicking it. And what we want to do is format our USB stick. So if we open up this utility, go to the USB stick, make sure you select the right drive and don't try and format something else. You want to go to erase, and from here select MS-DOS FAT30, or it's FAT, but it is FAT32 technically. So if you select that format, make sure the name is set to Sony, click erase. It'll take a few seconds, it doesn't take very long at all. And again, just be patient. Once that's done, we can close this down, open your USB stick, add these two folders to your USB stick. These folders aren't too big, as you can see it's just 140 megabytes. And once this is copied over, we can actually switch to our PlayStation Classic. So it's just copying over, shouldn't take very long at all. And then we'll be ready to go for the PlayStation Classic. Actually, you know what? There's no point me just continuing recording, because once this has copied over, all you gotta do, once this is copied over, take your USB stick out, and I'll see you on the PlayStation Classic side. So now that we are on our PlayStation Classic, you want to make sure the power is disconnected from the Classic. Get your USB stick, plug it into port 2, grab hold of the power, make sure the controller is plugged in as well into port 1, plug it in, wait for the LED to come on, and once that comes on, just press the power button. I'm going to show you the screen now. I've just muted the audio. Okay, so if this is the first time doing it for you, which it isn't for me, what will happen is you will get a little sort of, before the screen, little notification saying that it is going to turn off and restart. That is fine. That is part of the process. So actually what would happen for you at this stage is the console would essentially be in a sort of turned off state. And what you want to do is just plug the power, grab a hold of the USB stick, and now go back to your computer, plug it back in, and we'll continue on the computer now. Okay, so now that we're back on the Mac side, what you need to do is basically back up all of this. To do that, just create a folder for backup, and open that folder now. I think I've opened a bunch of stuff. I just want to open this folder and just copy these folders onto it. Okay, so once you've done that, what you want to do is format the USB stick again. So go to Disk Utility, select your USB stick, go to Erase, select exFAT, and make sure the name is still set Sony, click Erase. This is just a superior format. It's less likely to get corrupted. It's generally faster. Okay, so that's done. And if we open the USB stick up again, I think you guessed it, just copy these folders back onto our USB stick. And as before, I can skip this little bit here now, because once this has copied over, just eject the USB stick, go to your PlayStation Classic, and I'll see you on the PlayStation Classic side very, very shortly. Actually, in like 2 seconds. So just once this is finished copying, eject the USB stick, and I'll see you on the PlayStation Classic. For those of you that stayed, I'm still here, still recording. I thought I'd keep it recording. It's only about 10 seconds or so. It's not going to take long. It's not as slow as the FAT32 side, hence why might as well keep on recording. An extra 10-20 seconds won't really hurt too much, but once we're done here, we're going to switch to the PlayStation Classic anyway. Okay, so we are now switching to the PlayStation Classic side of things. Okay, so now on the PlayStation Classic, again, make sure the power cable is disconnected. Plug your USB stick in as you did before, but this time, instead of using the regular power cable that I use, I'm going to use another one that I've got here, and this is connected to my computer. So connect it to your computer. Just bear in mind, you don't have to have it connected to your computer after you've added the games. This is just an easy way of adding games. So connect this cable up. Wait for the power LED to come on. It is on. Click the power button. I'm going to show you the interface. So it says Sony Interactive Entertainment. And what we want to do is just wait for the menu selection, which will load. It doesn't take long. And there we go. We have the selection between RetroArch and the BleemSync. So the BleemSync will take us to the conventional menu, the carousel that has all of the 20 existing games, the built-in games, and any games that we add, which we'll be doing, literally in the next step. RetroArch allows you to play PlayStation 1 games, but a bunch of other emulated games as well, like PSP, SNES, NES, N64. There's a whole heap of stuff you can do in RetroArch. So we're done for this little part here. So now what you want to do is just go to your computer, leave the PlayStation Classic powered on, plugged into your computer's USB, yeah, exactly, USB, USB port. It is only at this stage, only this menu where you can have it plugged into your computer to be able to add games. So don't go beyond this stage. So let's go back to our computer. So now that we are back on our Mac, this is the final time we are going to be back on the Mac, and then we'll be on PlayStation Classic playing games. So now we can actually just launch up the UI that you launched from a browser. So if you just open up any browser, go to this link, BleemSyncUI.com. So you'll take a few seconds to load, and this will basically, over the USB connection, via the network, connect to your PlayStation Classic. This interface will not appear if you do not have the PlayStation Classic, what's it called, selected. I mean, not selected, I mean plugged into your computer. So what you want to do, as you can see, I've already got a bunch of games. And when we go into the PlayStation Classic, you will only see one extra game, which is going to be Crash Bandicoot. Simple reason, I just clicked space. Simple reason for that is I'm sort of doing these videos out of seeing the little clips and joining them together. The process is exactly the same. But before we do that, I want to show you some settings. So if you go to PlayStation Classic, you can mess around with the system preferences, which you can select the file path. Recommend you leave them as default unless you absolutely know what you're doing. Go to BleemSync preferences. There's a few cool ones here, which allow you to disable if the the eMMC games are on top of the USB games, aka the built-in games, if you want them to be there as well. You can do stuff like disable the health warning. It can help with the speed. You can specify whether you want to boot into the selector, the RetroArch, or into stock UI. There's a bunch of things. I highly recommend having a look at all of this. So if we go back to games, go to manage, and we're going to add a game. The game we're going to add is Crash Bandicoot. I've already got it added, hence why I'm going to delete it. Okay, so ignore that. And if we click add new game, click choose files, go to wherever your files are. You can only add one game at a time. Select the queue and the bin or the ISO file. Click open. Oh, sorry, it's a ISO file. Sorry, I need to rename it. So if you do have this issue, just rename the ISO to bin. Use bin. There we go. Click choose again. Select the bin and queue. It'll automatically detect the cover art. It'll detect the game, the name, the release date, number of players that are supported, the developer, and the publisher. Click add game. Depending on the actual size of the game, it may be faster, it may be slower. That's inevitable. The Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped was a lot faster because I think that's just over 100 megabytes, whereas this I believe is over 600 megabytes. Let's have a look at how big it is. The bin file is 632.1 megabytes. So yeah, so I'm gonna end this little clip right here, right now. Once this has finished copying, if you want to add any more games, just click add new game, go through the exact same process, and that's it. Obviously, you can go to your PlayStation Classic after the game's being added here, and then you can play. So I'll see you on the PlayStation Classic. So we can now test our newly added game on our PlayStation Classic. Obviously, you can add as many as you want. I've still got the power connected to my PC. You can connect it directly to the wall now after you've added the game. To connect it to the PC is only required for adding new games. So we can select any interface. We can select RetroArch or BleemSync. RetroArch obviously has all those extra features. I'm just going to select BleemSync, click X, and I'm going to turn the volume back on. And now we have all the games that are built in, but we also have Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot is not available on any of the systems. So you can see I've added a custom game. One thing to bear in mind, the rest of the games may be different just because depending on what region you bought your PlayStation Classic in, the built-in games vary. Okay, so now if I just click X, Crash Bandicoot now will launch. And the regular sort of controls on your PlayStation Classic for going back to, mute a second, going back to the PlayStation Classic menu all work fine. So I'm just going to get into the game, just quickly play it and just, show you working. So skip that. I'll watch this him crash in. So if we click start game, and Sanity Beach, and you'll see me play the first level of Crash Bandicoot. You'll see how awesome I am at Crash Bandicoot. So I'm just going to go through these boxes. I usually wouldn't. I hate it when people do. You got to jump on them 10 times and get the 10 Wumpa fruit again, not 10 apples. I don't like it when people say apples as well. They are Wumpa fruit. You know they look like apples. Let's quickly this one. So be a little quicker than the other ones. But you're gonna see me play the first level, and not only play the first level, see me get all boxes, therefore get the gem as well. So let me just quickly phase through this. Okay, here we go. This is the little bit now. So I'm going to ignore those boxes. I will come back in a second for all of them. Oh shit. There we go. Did I get all of them? It would appear I missed just this one. And we need to go back round. There is a turtle over here. There might be another turtle coming up. Nope. So I can go here, collect the boxes that I missed. As you can see, I have all the boxes now. There's actually just one box at the end, but that is an easy one, and that's by the endpoint. So if I go to the endpoint, there we go. Select that one box. Boom. That's how you play Crash Bandicoot, the first level. We get the gem. And as you can see, Crash Bandicoot is very happy. Okay, so obviously I could save at this point. One thing I also want to show before I end this video is if you press select and start. Select and triangle. It takes you to the PlayStation, this secret menu. You can exit it. You can change stuff here as well. So if I click exit, it is circle, not X, and this takes you back to the BleemSync menu. That's it. It's that simple to hack your PlayStation Classic and play games. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to pop me a message and I will assist you. And as usual, I look forward to seeing you in the next awesome video.